8 reasons to be scared of China. 1. China supports Iran. In 2021, China and Iran signed a 25-year deal. China has pledged over $400 billion. The money will be invested in Iranian oil. The deal also permits up to 5,000 Chinese military personnel in Iran. Chinese goods fill Iran's marketplace. China also launched Iranian drone and missile production. The U.S. recognizes Iran as a state sponsor of terrorism. 2. China supports North Korea. North Korea wouldn't even exist without China. Today, China is helping it evade nuclear sanctions. In the summer of 2023, a top Chinese military official visited Pyongyang. He stood clapping at the military parade. The parade featured nuclear-capable missiles. North Korea isn't supposed to have them, according to the UN. The U.S. recognizes North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. 3. China controls 80% of the world's solar panel supply chain. That's for all components. But when it comes to one crucial component, it's much worse. China has 97% of the manufacturing capacity for solar wafers. These are the dark sun-absorbing components. This makes Beijing a virtual monopolist on global solar power. 4. China keeps funding Russia's war in Ukraine. Xi gave Putin the nod to invade Ukraine. He continues to buy Russian oil and gas. Russia and China have ramped up their joint military drills too. China has nothing to lose and everything to gain from the war. A weaker Russia is good for the Chinese economy. A weaker West is even better. 5. China hasn't abandoned its plans for Taiwan. Xi says reunification will happen by 2027. China's military buildup has been unprecedented. Its military budget for 2023 is $224.8 billion. That's a 7.2% increase from 2022. China has conducted hypersonic missile tests. It boasted that the missile could strike Guam. 6. China is buying up the world. China has already bought up Africa and parts of Oceania. Its credit trap diplomacy works wonders. China offers loans and then takes over infrastructure as repayment. Xi has also been expanding into Europe. Right now, China is trying to buy part of the German port of Hamburg. Yet no foreigner may own a stake in any Chinese port. Over the last 10 years, Beijing has bought $318 billion worth of assets in Europe. That's an increase of 45% compared to the previous decade. 7. Xi is tripling China's nuclear arsenal. China's goal is to build up to 700 nuclear weapons by 2027. By 2030, their number is expected to reach 1,100. For decades, China was content with a small stockpile, but Xi opened new plutonium production. He has built 200 new intercontinental missile silos. China refuses to participate in any arms control treaties. 8. China may be developing an orbital weapon. The fractional orbital bombardment system was tested in 2021. It comprises dozens of satellites in low Earth orbit. They can release maneuverable glide vehicles. These are hypersonic missiles pointed at Earth. Once the FOBS is in place, China could attack any point on the globe. The satellites are tricky to track. They aren't tied to Chinese territory like planes or silos. Is it time to start worrying?